Thank you to Ubisoft for sponsoring this video. The Ubisoft store has a huge sale going on right now until April 9th. You can get up to 80% off almost anything, but what makes it even better is that if you buy something from the spring sale, you also get an extra 20% off of your cart. They've got huge sales in the store, so if you're excited for some Far Cry 6 gameplay and you skipped out on some of the other Far Cry games, now's your chance to play them because Far Cry 5 is only $12 and the rest of them are all under $10, including Far Cry Primal, which I think is one of the most underrated Far Cry games with some of the funnest gameplay and a pretty good story to go with it. You've also got Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4, which are two of not only my favorite Far Cry games, but my favorite games period. If you're looking forward to Far Cry 6 and you haven't played those yet, you have to play those. There's plenty of other really good dirt cheap games in the store right now as well, including Assassin's Creed, The Division, Rainbow Six Siege, and way more as part of their spring sale. Click the link in the description to get up to 80% off and an extra 20% off your cart. So, Far Cry 6 almost feels like a myth at this point. Not quite Dead Island 2, but it was announced back in July of 2020 and was set to release back in February 2021, but then it just continued to get delayed, and now it doesn't really have a specific release date, and there's not a whole bunch of news that has been released about it until now. It's not really too surprising considering everything that's gone on with COVID since before the game was even announced, and then Cyberpunk 2077, which seemed to cause just about everyone whose game wasn't ready to delay. There were some leaks saying that it would release in spring 2021, including the Microsoft Store leaking a release date of May 25th, but since it's now spring and none of those leaks were really backed up by much, and we haven't heard much else, I'd say that it's probably a no-go. A lot of fans are also speculating a fall 2021 release because Far Cry 2, 3, and 4 all released in fall, which those are probably the most popular Far Cry games, but most Far Cry games, including Far Cry 5, released in the spring, and that's one of the reasons I wouldn't be too surprised if Far Cry 6 gets pushed into spring of 2022. I'm not going to get my hopes up for 2021 at all, especially since we still haven't even seen Far Cry 6 gameplay, but you never know. We've seen some gameplay screenshots which looks pretty good, and the gameplay probably will look really good considering it'll not only be on the PS4 and Xbox One, but also the PS5 and Series X and S. You've also got all of the new stuff that's come out for PC in the past couple years, so Far Cry 6 is most likely going to be considerably better looking than Far Cry 5 and New Dawn. The latest news we got regarding Far Cry 6 gameplay was just yesterday when game design director on Far Cry 6 Ted Timmons made a tweet about Easter eggs, and my boy Boris was asking all the right questions when he was like, "Where's the Far Cry 6 gameplay at?" And Ted said, "Just a bit longer, we've got some exciting content to show." And if you look at Far Cry 5, they revealed their gameplay almost an entire year before it actually released. So there's a good chance we'll have to wait a good while after the Far Cry 6 gameplay reveal before we get to the release date. But then again, these aren't normal times, so you never know. But what kind of gameplay can we expect to see when they release some Far Cry 6 gameplay? Well, Far Cry 6 is set on a fictional tropical island called Yara in the Caribbean, so we can expect to see a lot of beaches and jungles, kind of similar to a couple other Far Cry games, including Far Cry 3, except Ubisoft is calling it the most expansive of the series yet. You play as Danny Rojos, who you can choose to be either male or female, just like we've seen a lot recently, except the protagonist will actually have a voice, like we've been patiently waiting for since Far Cry 3, whether you're male or female. And then the main antagonist, of course, is the dictator named Anton Castillo, played by Giancarlo Esposito, who everyone probably knows from something, whether it's Breaking Bad or The Mandalorian, and he's a pretty great actor, especially at playing a villain, so I'm sure that the story is going to be pretty awesome. Now, looking at these screenshots and trailer, it almost looks like you're playing far in the past, but Anton has actually locked the island off from the rest of the world for 50 years, so they're just stuck in the past with the equipment that they have, so the weapons are going to be pretty interesting. You can already see some of them in the gameplay screenshots. I don't know if there's going to be a crafting system or if the weapon tiers are going to be similar to Far Cry New Dawn, but I'm excited to see where the weapons go. There's also a leak that you'll be able to ride a horse, and since one of those screenshots shows a saddled up horse next to the player, that's probably not a far off rumor. Other than that, we know that the Guns for Hire will be back, and it'll be called Amigos for Hire. And one of your amigos is going to be a two-legged wiener dog in a wheelchair. There's also some leaks and rumors that have gone around, like the theory that Diego Castillo, the dictator's son from the trailer, is actually a younger Voss because of the scar on his cheek, and the actor that plays Voss did a Reddit Q&A and said he might play Voss again soon. But that seems really unlikely considering Far Cry 6 takes place modern day and Diego is a kid still in it. I guess anything's possible though, considering the other similarities that the game takes place on a tropical island like Far Cry 3. As for buying Far Cry 6, you can do that already before a release date or getting any gameplay, and you can do that on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, the Xbox One, Google Stadia, and PC. For PC, you can get Far Cry 6 on the Epic Games Store or Uplay, which is the Ubisoft store, or Uplay Plus, which is their subscription service. They've also got like 4 different versions, which are the standard, gold, ultimate, and collector's editions. If you purchase the game on Xbox One or PS4, you can upgrade it later to a next-gen version completely for free. There are also a lot of rumors out there that Uplay Plus and Xbox Game Pass could be coming together by the end of the year, which would be awesome, but I wouldn't get your hopes up for Far Cry 6 coming instantly to Game Pass yet. You never know though. But that's pretty much it. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more Far Cry 6 news and to stay up to date when we get some Far Cry 6 gameplay and a release date. Also, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you guys think this is a Far Cry 3 prequel where Diego is Voss? I'm really excited to find out more. But yeah, see ya.